Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to a new Bitcoin video today, early this morning, and we're gonna see what Bitcoin is doing. Right now it's not looking that good, so we're gonna talk about that. Yesterday's video I said there might be chance, and I think there was higher chance yesterday to hit some kind of 54,000. Then actually going down, I still think about 54,000, so we're gonna see when that's gonna come. I'm still not looking at some kind of crazy levels like 38 or 40,000 back down again. But before that, I just want to show you a reason why to subscribe to this channel. It's a small thing, but sometimes it might pay off to subscribe to the channel. So yesterday we had a live stream warning if Bitcoin does this then, and so we are talking about a very certain pattern on the charts that might be unfolding, and it actually unfolded exactly as I thought it might do. Let's see. So I'm gonna repeat again. If we fail to break the 10 moving average down here on this 4-hourly candle, that's gonna happen in 1 hour and 22 minutes. If we close below the 10 moving average, I'm fearing that we just might drop on the downside, because this is gonna be third rejection of the 10 moving average. You cannot have like 50 rejection of the 10 moving average. So if we close below 10 moving average, we are gonna drop down. If we drop down, I think there is gonna be a lot of sell-off. I don't think we're gonna go to some kind of 38 to some kind of those big levels on the downside right away, but we just might have a small move towards downside, and then maybe some kind of recovery. But if we close below 10 moving average, we are definitely looking at some kind of lower numbers here. The only way this can actually be bullish if we can manage to close above the 10 moving average on this 4-hourly candle in 1 hour and 21 minutes, and then have another big green candle towards the upside, above the green line, above the rising wedge, above the 51,300 or something like that. And if that happens, guys, we good. So as you just saw, we were yesterday up here and talking about this candle, and there was this 10 moving average right over here that was pushing us towards downside. And I said if we fail to close above this candle up here, probability is we're gonna dump, and we had the dump. Now this dump is actually not that severe, because we knew that we might close below a certain moving average, and that's fine. That's in 4 hours, so we did that. You can see previously a time we did that over here, we bounced right back up again here again, right? So all good, all dandy, no problem. Now here's the very problems kicks in. We dropped below the support. These two were supports. We dropped below the support down here, and on the way back on the second candle, like over here on the second candle, we pumped back up. But here on the second candle we are not pumping back up, we pumped up to the resistance, so we broke the support, and right now testing that support as resistance. That is right now confirmed as a resistance, and right now I can definitely see some kind of moves further towards downside. So right now for today I think there is more probability towards downside than to the upside, and we take that. But I do not think yet that we are gonna see some kind of low levels like back down here at previous week down here at some kind of 40,000, or even some kind of 38,000 down here. I don't even think these levels down here around 46 to 42 levels are right now in the books just yet. I mean, they might be later, but right now we just focusing on what's happening right over here. And this move on the downside right now, it needs to break certain levels, and once it starts break, because there is a lot of support right here below us down here. A lot of support down here below us. So if you start going down, we need to break certain resistance, and it can be a little bit choppy right towards downside. So I don't see any kind of big drops today or something like that, that might indicate that we are gonna crash towards downside. But downside is more likely than upside, not that big downside. That said, let's see where the support levels are and what we might expect. Now this trend line up here got broken right now. I'm gonna show you. So you can see here I had this very nice trend line. I said on Twitter, guys, just try to hold above the trend line, and you failed that. You can see here once we broke that on the downside down here, we came right back up again, but right now we are not coming right back up again over here. So this trend line up here is technically broken. So what happens when you break the trend line? This uptrend right now is broken, so right now it's more like sideways, a slower move towards the upside. It's not actually a good thing to actually break the trend lines. So we did that, and right now we're having some kind of sideways motion more than upward motion over here. And on the downside, when it comes to supports, what I'm looking is right now is 49,166. If you look at it on 4-hourly time frame, sorry about that. That's just down here, exactly over here where we had the previous bottom, exactly over here where we had this wick hitting it on the dollar. So you can see how nice this support is. So I think if we break this support on the downside, we might experience a more drastic drop towards downside. I'm not expecting anything crazy like this on the downside or anything like that, but but if we do cross this 49 level, what's that, 49 level support, if we do cross this on downside and close down here in the 4-hour time frame, I do expect to see some kind of you know, try to move towards downside. Now this part over here is going to be very interesting to watch, because if we do close down here, what we are ultimately looking for is some kind of divergence up here between the price and the RSI. Let me just turn off these two. So what you ultimately is looking is some kind of a divergence between these two levels. So what we want to see is once we, okay, let me do it like this. Sorry about it. I should probably pause the video. Okay, let me do it like this. So what we are ultimately looking for is once this candle starts going down, because right now we are up here, so you know there is no divergence up here, but once we start going down towards downside and close down here, it will be interesting to see if this RSI you know, closes above here or below the line down here, because if it closes below the line down here, there is no divergence up here, so you know it's not very helpful. But if it does close above the, you know, previous low down here, if it does close something up here or something like that, we will have what we call a divergence up here, which might actually, you know, be a nice you know, maybe nice move towards the upside. Now RSI, like we always say, it's a, you know, lag indicator, you know, but we look for anything that can help us, you know, go towards the upside. Now this is the daily time frame, and these 49 levels, 167, that's, I think that's a very important level of support. But other levels of support, short-term levels of support, here is at 48.2, previous here at 47.9, and all the way down here at 46.47. I think if we start breaking 49, I think we will be reaching some kind of 48 to 48.5 levels. So it's not that big of a dump towards downside. But if you do cross this on downside, I think, you know, down all the way down here at some kind of 46 level might be happening. Let's see up here on the weekly time frame. We got where is the, sorry, is it on the weekly time frame? Yeah, the weekly moving average up here. The 50 moving average, I'm gonna put in red, yellow line up here. The weekly moving average. There we go. The yellow line, the weekly moving, might also act as support. That's a 47,370, and of course the daily 200 moving average. So these levels right now are very, very important levels to watch for. So if you go to the 4-hourly time frame, you'll see that these two yellow lines are very important. So this is the 50 moving average on the weekly, and this is 200 moving average on the daily time frame. So these two levels are a lot more important than all of these other green levels down here. This green level is very important because this is daily, but this is 4-hourly, and this green line down here is also 4-hourly. So it's not very important levels, but you know, it is some kind of support. So we are always looking at these levels. But these two yellow lines down here between 46 and 47. 47.3, these two yellow lines are very, very important levels of support. So we would like to not, you know, close below these levels. So anything above these levels is good, you know, any kind of bounce of these levels is very, very good. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Unfortunately right now, the way things are looking right now, it's that we are going on more on the downside, because you can see here that we are right now getting rejected by this 20 moving average on the downside, and we are, you know, hopefully, you know, we just go do something like this and bounce towards the upside. But you know, it's not, I'm not that very optimistic right now. I think you know, a small move towards downside might, you know, come up here. I don't know how far it's gonna be, just bounce back up here at 49,000. Is gonna be bounce off of any of these green lines, or it's gonna be one of these bounces off these you know, yellow moving average lines. So some kind of support, you know, needs to kick in, and I don't think we will see any kind of big drop until we actually close below 46,000. So this over here, I think it can be a little bit choppy, and then, you know, we might see once we start breaking the last supports down here, I think we might see another violent drop towards the downside. You know, that might be the case. But, you know, we are not there yet, so we're not talking about that, but we are only talking about, you know, just what's happening up here. There are some supports down here. I'm looking more towards the downside today. And sorry guys, but, you know, that's life of Bitcoin. Sometimes it goes down. Sometimes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and as always,